Okay, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes or no? Can you hear me? Say, I can hear you. I can see you. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lewis Schaffer Uncooked. Welcome, people. Welcome, old friends. At least 154 days. This is 154 days. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? I made a mistake. I had two samosas and an orange and a little bit of kefir. And now I'm feeling all bloated and tired. Marianne, hello, everyone. I can hear you and see you. Thank you very much, Marianne. Anybody else? MC Scott can hear me and see me. We're going to find out about Judal's going to the dentist. She went to the dentist today. So we're going to hear about that. Chris Wills Don. Chris Wills Don. Hello, Chris Wills Don. Where are you from? How do you know about the Lewis Schaffer show? How do you know about this show? You'll tell us all about that. Darklands is here. Claire is here. Joe is here. I was naughty today. I'm just naughty. I'm naughty, but I woke up today and I was 77.4 kilograms, maybe 77.3 possibly. So I'm doing good. I'm drifting southward, as we say, in terms of weight. Dodrantal. Demanding an earlier start. Is this someone who's been here before? Who is Dodrantal? Dranthal. Where are you from? Are you a male or female? How old are you? Are you fat? Why is this open half an hour early? It shouldn't, because I had to go out. I was out. So that's why. Girl from Mars is here. Beautiful girl from Mars. That's why. Was it open a half an hour early? Because I can't figure out how to do it from my mobile phone. I can't figure out how to open it up a half an hour earlier. So I thought, I didn't think it was open, actually. I don't really understand how this thing works. I don't understand. What can I do? I don't understand. I'm wearing a wool jumper. Can you see this jumper? Maybe I'm going to move this back a little bit so you can see more of me. Let's take this. Let's put this light on. That's a bit bright. There. Maybe we go like that. So you can see me. I've been watching some streams, and it's some of the streams. It's the background this is me. I mean, I put the picture here, I put this here, but this is otherwise, it's all exactly the same. I put a little light here, but this is what it is. So, Gnome Hunter is here. Thank you for coming in. Bird's Eye is here. Marianne from Peekskill, welcome back. Andrew Rubin. Chris Wills Don. Chris from Willesden. I guess that's what that means. See, I just figured that out. Chris from Willesden. I'm going to write that down. Chris Wills Don. Welcome, Chris. Who else is here? That's not a jumper. It's a polo shirt. Sorry. I mean, it's a jumper to me because it's wool. It's like a sweater. That's why I've got a t-shirt underneath it. Okay, Judals. Darklands is here. Get some LED neon lights. They seem to be on a lot of streams. Yeah, maybe. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. More Melian is here. Dodrantal, D-O-D Rantal, Dodrantal he says he's structurally gifted. He's not fat at all. Okay, well, that's good. That's what we want to hear. Though people do tend to lie. Thank you very much. MC Scott is here. So we've got some people. We've got some people here. We already have 28 people watching, which is good. And which is good. Let me just. I think what happens is every time I restart this thing, it changes whether it's a live chat or a top chat. It automatically goes back to top chat when I want it to be live chat. Anyway, so welcome to the show. Lots and lots of stuff is happening, which I'm trying not to think about. I'm trying not to think about it. I'm trying to be on my best behavior to be as happy as possible. Yesterday, I think Joodles pointed out that I seemed a bit tired yesterday. I didn't feel that tired, but it must have seemed tired. I'm not saying I feel tired now, but this is what carbs do. I've had a bit of carbs already, and I basically have had all the calories that I need to have for the day. Maybe I should have another. I've had 2 cups of coffee also today, which was a mistake. So, Darkland says, I went to the hospital to have my wisdom teeth removed, Joodles. She also did. I'm saying if you go to have your wisdom teeth, they can maybe give you painkillers. You got to be careful because naproxen, there's quite a few of these pills that are really bad for your kidneys, and they don't talk about it. Google's which pills are really bad. Claire says I look really attractive. I do appreciate that. Claire, for saying that. I would like to talk about the Green Party, what the Green Party said. Or did we talk about that yesterday? It was like horrible. They're stationed in front of a huge hostel, whatever they call these places, where there are 600 illegal immigrants into the country, and saying they should be allowed to work. Naproxen is useless. Okay, I don't take naproxen, but I'm just saying, before you take any pills, you should find out, because once your kidneys are bad, that is a really bad place to go. I've got bad kidneys myself. I do not know why I've got bad kidneys. Maybe it's the carbs. I seem to be getting addicted to carbs again. I was down to 40 to 50 grams of carbs a day, and now I'm back up to 100 and something. It's really scary. I'm quite worried about it, and I blame Keir Starmer for that. Keir Starmer is raising this thing. So I'd like to discuss that. I'd like to also discuss the BBC with Trump. They're putting on a fight, saying how great. Remember, if you believe in globalism, if you believe in Team World, John Miller says cranberry juice for kidneys. I don't think so. I don't think you should ever eat any plants for kidneys. I don't believe that. Another member of the Green Party has been recorded saying Scotland needs 1 million more immigrants to work the land. I'm getting so sick of these people. Yeah. I mean, that's the Green Party. That's where the war line is. It's going to be the Green Party who actually believe these lies, and whatever the right party will be, whether it's going to be whatever the right party is going to be. But Keith Bexley says that. That's like crazy. It's like when I see it, I just get like my brain wants to explode. I didn't see what happened at Prime Minister. I didn't see it. I meant to see it. I knew it was on, and then I forgot about it. What happened at Prime Minister's time? Kermit, anybody want to discuss that? Lewis, I will help you with your carbs and staying slim and gorgeous. Yes, you are helping me. My weight is good. It's 77.4. So it's good. It's not perfect. I want to be down to 75. As you all know, I've been battling this like forever. As you all know, we've all been battling this forever. Okay? And I weigh myself every day, and you have to weigh yourself every single day. Every single day. After looking for gifts to take the piss out of the poor frog. Andrew Rubin. When my dentist leaned over my chair with his drill and I grabbed him by the balls and said, "We're not going to hurt each other today, now are we?" I mean, that's the thing about being a dentist. You got to hurt people. But the fact is that have the dentists lowered the rate of tooth decay, which they have not. They haven't lowered the rate of tooth decay. So how could you trust them? How could you trust them? Does a single one says, stop eating carbs? No, they don't. Who knows? Maybe my teeth are rotting because my carb total is so high. I mean, I'm asking you to be good, and I'm horrible myself, so I want to apologize to you people. Imagine the Green, Labor, and the Lib Debs make a coalition at the next election to keep reform out. Yes, that's what's going to happen. That's that side. They're all going to decide what to do. If you're on, okay. Just Starmer banging on about how well they're doing and what they inherited, blah, blah, blah. Well, they always say that. It's always like, Tory cuts, Tory austerity. It's always blaming the Tories. But that's what they do. That's because there's only one type of government in this country. In America, we have like a three. We got the president can be a Democrat or a Republican, and the conservative, and the Senate can be something, and the House of Representatives can be something, and that's three. And they all have to get along. Prime Minister question. Starmer did a Lammy and answered every question with a statement unrelated to the question. Lots of shouting and the Tories having a laugh. That's why the Tories suck, because they should not be having a laugh. They should be screaming, screaming, screaming. Not funny, not funny, not sorry. That's the problem. It's like, oh, look, we made fun of him. That's how bad the political system is. Is the only power you have is to make fun of people. That's what's going to happen. They will try Darklands. Period. I'm sure, Bexley. We need to do the same. No playing games. Laugh out loud. Yeah, we got to join together. We've got to figure out what we stand for. We know what they stand for. They're globalists. They want to let everybody in, and the country's dead. Do you want the country to be dead? It's not my business. At least Farage got a question this time after his recent protest. Can't remember what it was then. Then it wasn't a very good question, Reuben. It wasn't a good question. It's like, what have you done to stop the boats from coming into this country? What have you done? That's the only question that matters. I mean, of course we're against the bad things that the immigrants are doing, but it's so simple to solve it. You just stop them from coming. I think. Am I right about that? Kerry Macca says, it doesn't surprise me, Joodles. Okay. And also, there's and maybe Joodles can tell us what's going on. She can be a reporter on the trans men in bathroom issues. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, I've changed my attitude regarding it. I used to be like, what's the big deal? And now I think I'm against trans. I think it's gross. I shouldn't say that, but I think it's gross. Prisoners are let out, businesses crumbling, unemployment has hit 5%, and they just blame the Tories again and again, says Joe. Yeah, they blame the Tories, but the Tories are SHIT, and they're gone. So why even focus on those people? They're like the new Labor Party. Not the new Labor, the Lib Dems after World War I, where they never won another thing, like the Lib Dems today. And the Lib Dems will never win a single thing because this is what happens when you're dead. Nickskin 30 says, all right, me blabbers. Bristol's was in the news today for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, they had the thing going on there with the 40 women who were abused, right? That's what I heard. Is that true? I hear they're helping deporting migrants to set up businesses in their own countries. Probably, yeah, I could see that happening as a way to get people to leave, which brings in more people to go to a. It's like go visit the bank to see if you can get some money. People are going to turn up at the bank more often. Anyway, hello, Nick Nickskin 30. Hello, welcome back. As long as they can retire at a Fabian think tank and take taxes for themselves, they won't care. A lot of these people, it's not just about money. A lot of it is, but a lot of it is not just about money. They actually believe the left, the Lib Dems, the Greens, your party, whatever these people are, they actually believe this stuff. Chris Wilsden, what does he say? He says, West Streeting bottled his chance today. Lots of briefing against Starmer, but was trotted out earlier on to support Starmer. The Guardian is blowing it up as be careful what you ask for. I didn't see it. So it doesn't even matter if West Streeting is good or bad, because the Labor Party hates this country. So if you're in the Labor Party, you hate the working class people, and you're in favor of immigrants coming in and taking it over. And the thing about the Labor Party, they used to care about this party. Am I right? About this country. Am I right? They used to care. You know what, Chris? Given that we have to suffer this S show for another 3 years, I'd take West Streeting right now. Yeah, anything for a change. Anything for a change, but it's not going to matter, really. As a matter of fact, you want the worst person to lead right now, because that means you're going to win big in the end. That's what I would say, if you're a reform person. Turn off the light, benefits, housing, etc., etc. They will stop coming. Yes, turn off the light, Darkland says. I said that on the TV. I said how to stop people from getting how to stop people from claiming benefits. Stop giving them the benefits. Starve them. I didn't mean it like that, but that's basically what needs to be done. So Darklands agrees with me. Where is today's good news? It'll be in the second half of the show. We will have good news. We will have good news, girl from Mars. Or maybe you could provide good news. The fact is, you're here, and that's what makes good news. That's what good news is. Good news is you are here. I mean, I can't control the news. I mean, I made a mistake today. I made a mistake because I had 2 samosas, and now look at me. I'm destroyed. So I want to apologize. You've come here for good news? She asked that as a question. You've come here for good news, girl from Mars? There is no good news. This is a warm place for us. A warm place. I think Labor are toast now. It doesn't matter who leads it. Exactly. Chris Wilsden, I'm with you. That's what I believe. Doesn't matter who leads it. They can't turn away from the economic catastrophe. It has nothing to do with an economic catastrophe. It has to do with the catastrophe of letting in complete and utter horrible people who don't belong in this country into the country. The good news, in 3 years, we will have the start of something new. Let's pray for that. Does everyone agree with that, Chris? I'm not sure that they do. All Lewis's T-shirts become sweaters when he's had 2 samosas. What does that mean? That my T-shirts become sweaters? This is, it's a sweat. Can you see? It's fabric. It's wool. It's from Marks and Spencer's. I don't remember where I got it, but I didn't pay top dollar for it. But it wasn't cheap either. Andrew Rubin says, saw some news on Ireland today about a new armed right-wing group importing a Central European hitman, explosives and guns recovered. Something stinks with it. Why in Ireland would you import that stuff when you have it, when the people there? Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that the right-wing people have... I saw a tweet today where the guy says, it's been a right-wing person who's threatened me. It's a right-wing person who did this, a right-wing person. It's not the immigrants that are doing it. So, And Joe says, I wish it was sooner than 3 years. Me too. 3 years is a very long time. Is it 3 years? Could be 4 years. Yes, Chris. Yes, Chris, says Jules, but we need to survive the next 3+ years, and I'd rather we weren't in the toilet. Don't fancy cutting off our noses to spite our face. This is what Jules says. 3-4 years is a long time in political office. Is a really long time. In America, they've divided the elections every 2 years. And every other year, there could be elections for local stuff. So there's lots of different elections. Always remember that feeling of eating carbs, Lewis, that you're tempted again. Don't think how good it will taste in the here and now. Think of how crap you will feel afterwards. That is totally right, Claire. Always remember the feeling you have after you eat carbs. I'm feeling heavy. My brain isn't there. I was feeling all right. Maybe I should make a cup of tea for myself. Should I make a cup of tea? I think I might have to make a cup of tea to get myself just to overcome. I mean, I don't believe in drugs, but caffeine is a drug. Everyone is dreading the 26th November budget. Yes, that's what I've heard. But you know what? It's not going to be good for the country, and people will turn on Rachel Reeves. So it's not going to be that bad. MJ Tiger Fang is here. A month is a long time when it's labor. Yeah, when they're doing stuff to make your life miserable. They make your life miserable. A nice brew seems in order, Lewis. Do you mind, people, if I go in the other room and I make myself a cup of tea? Does anybody else want tea? Does anybody else? Maybe we should take a tea break right now. How about that? Let's take a tea break. And then I'll chamomile, settle that carb. No, I want caffeine. I don't. Thank you, Chris Wilsden. Thank you, Chris Wilsden. Drastic measures will be taken the worse the issue gets. Never in history has there been a deportation that big. They always resorted to murder. I don't know if they have. Okay, I'm going to the other room. What you guys can do is maybe if Kermit has the energy, Kermit you can go to Twitter, you can go to Discord, you can make sure you like it, press the like button. There's so much you can do. You can go to PayPal or Patreon and, send a couple of dollars. Did you do that? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do my blood pressure. My blood pressure too. PayPal. Thank you, Kermit Warmelian. Good to see you. Yeah. Go to X. This is X. Can you see the X here? There's the X right there. Go to the X. Go to the X. Go to the X. I'm plugging in. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Can you see that? There's that. I'm going to measure my blood pressure. Here we go. Can you see that? Can you see that? Probably you can't see it. You can't see it, but you're going to see it. You're in my living room right now, all you people. If you were in love with Lewis Schaffer, you could be sitting right over here watching while this thing is. I'm going to press this, see if this comes out. No talking, everybody. No talking. You got to press it again. $154 by 85. Let's write that down. I'll take that. That's good enough. That's good enough. Lud came close. You said 160 over 90. That's close enough. I took a pill today. I don't believe in pills. I'm always telling people not to take pills. My heart rate is 51. So if you multiply 154 by 51, what number do you come out with? Anybody have an idea what number it is? I'll tell you what number it is. It's about 7,500, which is quite good. And I took a pill today because when I took my blood pressure in the morning, it was 210. It was too high. It was too high. Okay. Okay, so did everybody press the like thing? Like the thing. If you're relatively new, you might not have done it already, but maybe you could do that, Chris Wilsden. Maybe you could press the what is it called? Is the subscribe button. I need the subscribe button. Marianne, my blood pressure is 118 over 78. What is your heart rate though? Did you see how low my heart rate is? If you multiply 150, what did it say it was? Did it say it was 164? What did they say it was? 154? I forgot what it was. I can't even remember. 154 times 51. I'm going to tell you what it is right now. 154 times 51 is 78. See if it can get lower than 78. That's pretty low. Because I think the amount of pumps your heart is pumping, if it is pumping, which we're not so sure that it is. Okay. So Vatanai says, I agree, but social media and the news can hardly be described as the truth. You are more likely to find the truth in speaking to people in real life and not Facebook per se. You're talking about Facebook. I thought you were talking about the BBC too. It could be that. Anyway, thank you, Kermit, for saying Patreon. Thank you for saying PayPal. Ko-fi, that's something else. Ko-fi. Most of us have contributed something to this stream, which I do appreciate completely. It's amazing. We've all contributed. And Lud was really close. You were very, very close. I took a pill today because when I woke up this morning, I was at 100. I was at 210 over 112. A huge number. So I said, you know what? I better not. I better just calm down and take a pill. I don't like, I'm going to take it and stop taking it and take it, stop taking it. I don't think it makes me as feeling as virile as I used to feel. It kind of like deadened me, the blood pressure pills. Maybe that's what they want to do to us. They want to deaden us down there. So we stop having sex. And so, and women become unhappy, and then that causes revolution. Is that possible? What it is? It could be quite possible. What it is. Maltese Phil is here, and he's allergic to chamomile, and it tastes like crap. Yeah, what is chamomile? Does anybody ever eat chamomile? It's like one of those plants. Stay away from plants. Yeah, I made myself a brew. I put 2 tea bags in, no sugar, no milk. I should add milk. I should filter it. If this is not filtered, I should filter it. Actually, it'll make me happier if I'm gonna go and filter. Who else filters their tea? John Miller, Gnome Hunter, is talking to John Miller. He says that's the thing. Drastic measures will be taken. The worst. I think I read this already. Never in history has there been a deportation that big. Where in America has there been a deportation? Where are you talking about, Gnome Hunter? Without a coffee or a cuppa, Lewis. This is going to be a very short stream. Yes, and I want to be here. I want to be here for you people. I want to be here. Ouch. So now here's the blood. Can you see the blood? Can you see the blood on my finger? Can you see what I do here? Can you see this? Can you see how this is? This is what you should do. You take, can you see that? Let's see, 14 seconds, 12 seconds, 11, 10, 9, 7, 6, 5. It's not going to be below 6. I'll tell you that right now. 8.0. 8.0. This is the thing. Well, we'll measure it again towards the end of the show. We'll measure it again. This is of a concern to me. I'm having a breakdown. I'm going to go and filter the tea. And then I'll be right back. And add a little bit of milk, which does something to the oxalates or something. It neutralizes them. We're doing a stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm feeling much better. Thank you very much for asking. I filter my tea. Who filters their tea? Nobody. I filter my tea. Should tea be filtered? We'll do a little bit of research on that. Okay, let's get back. Chamomile is a flower, Lewis. Kind of like a daisy. I know that, but what flowers do you eat? Flowers are toxic. We're not meant to eat flowers. Flowers are not good for you. This is what I believe. Okay, girl from Mars, doesn't he? Lewis is the hot. Oh, there we go. We're talking about how hot Lewis is. I filter my water, but not my tea. The bag does that. The bag does that a little bit, but it makes the tea taste better. It's less tea, and I put 2 cups of tea, 2 tea bags in here, Kermit. So I'm not so sure. And you had 2 double yolkers. No. Who said that? That's you, Kermit. That's a glory day to have 2 double yolks. I went through a period. I had a lot of yolks in my eggs, and then now nothing. I don't know what it was. It was maybe the company that was providing the eggs or something. Dang, I just sat down. I was going to ask Lewis, why filter the tea when using bags? Well, first of all, have you ever seen the schmutz on the bottom of tea? It's the tea leaves. They cut the tea into into tiny, tiny little pieces. This is why. Let's see if we can find any information about this. How about that? Let's see if we can find out any information about teas. Should tea be filtered? Not that you could ever just by typing in something like this, because you got to know who to trust. Here is this thing. We're reading this. We're going to discuss it. Yes, tea should be filtered, specifically the water used to brew it, as filtration removes minerals like calcium and chlorine that can negatively affect taste. The process, that's the water. But should I use filtered or bottled water? No. Does it really make a difference what kind of water? Should I filter the water? No. Avoid microplastics in tea. It doesn't say how to make a perfect brew. I've got to read the book. I was given a book. A beautiful girl gave me a book about how to brew a cup of tea, and I haven't read it. I don't have the attention span. Why tea tastes better with filtered water? I'm not so sure about that, but maybe it's true. What is the best way to should brewed? I'm going to have to change it. Can you read this? Should brewed tea be filtered? Okay, can you see that? Yes, brewed tea should be filtered for both the water used to brew it and the leaves themselves. Using filtered water is crucial. Filtering the brewed tea itself is necessary when using loose leaf tea to remove leaves before drinking, preventing them from seeping and potentially ending up in your cup. I don't know. Is that the right answer to that? That's not the answer that I wanted. To strain tea without a strainer, how to brew tea. I don't know. Maybe it'll say something. I'll have to look. If anybody could find that information, I'd like to know. I would like to know. And I've got to go back and turn this thing on. Lewis, bear with me, people. Oh, there I am. Look at how great I look. Look at how great I look. I've got to put the thing. There we go. Okay, are you there? Let me just go back. Let me go back here. Go up to here. Top chat, live chat. I don't know whether this has any effect on anything. That's wrong. That's wrong. Full screen. Oh, there's the delay. It's just a delay. It's just a delay. Okay, here we go. So let's get back on track. What type of tea is it, Lewis? It's English breakfast tea. It's English breakfast tea. It comes from, I think I got it from Lidl. I got a big box in a big red box in Lidl. You should filter your water, Lewis. It makes the tea very clear. The possibility, though, possibly not with 2 tea bags. How can I make it clear? I use Twining extra strong tea, posh tea bags. Very fancy, Claire. Claire is fancy. She uses Twinings. Well, you need to be very picky about your brand of tea and tea bags because many contain plastic. Okay, that's a good point. Yes, I'm not super as picky as I should be. I switched to coffee, and then I think coffee raised my blood pressure, and I said no, I can't drink as much coffee. Though I had 2 cups today. I use Stockwell, says Ron Smith, because it's cheap in Tesco at 80p for a box of 80 tea bags. How cheap is that? That's so cheap. And it's probably just as good, precisely. They're talking about brewing tea with loose leaves. Lewis, says Kermit, you have some funny ideas. Don't consume plants that God provided for us. Well, do we believe in God? But don't bother filtering the water. The X companies provide us. The bad companies provide us. Yeah. Kermit, you're totally right. I don't think about it. You are right. I should. Anybody can anybody recommend a water filtration system for me? I mean, I don't want to buy anything new. I don't want. I'm 68. I don't want to buy anything new. This is how you know you're old. When you don't want to buy anything new. Sometimes Lewis's delusions of knowing everything brings me ever so closely to the conclusion that we might actually be a cult. I hope you don't take what I say completely seriously. That's what makes it not a cult. I hope. No, Muncher, thank you very much. I don't want you to believe everything that I say, but I do. It would be nice if you said, well, Lewis questioned this. Let me see if it's right. And if you do your own research, you can say, Lewis, I investigated that and I think you're wrong. And that's good for me because then I could find out whether I was wrong or not. That's what I'm saying. Am I wrong? But I do appreciate that. And I don't like the idea that this is a cult. Yorkshire tea, Lewis, you can't beat it. Well, it's got an incredible reputation, Yorkshire tea. But so did the BBC. Okay, yep. We're all on that list and being in the cult. I'd love it if this was. I wouldn't love it if. I don't want it to be a cult. But it would be nice. Maybe it would be nice if it was. I don't want it to be a cult. It can't be a cult. It can't be a cult. There's something the matter with me. Something psychologically the matter with me. That you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not going to say this. Okay. Isn't there more caffeine in tea than in coffee? No, Claire, there is not. There's less caffeine in tea than there is coffee. That's why I use 2 tea bags. The EU, and you can Google that. Let's Google that. Do we all know the answer to that? There's more caffeine in coffee. The EU has announced that a body of influencers are being employed to get the correct message across to the public. Sound good. Well, what message? You mean the EU's message? Are they employing these people? Probably they are. They are. Do you think I'm being employed? I'm being employed by you if you send me £5. I mean, the EU, their day is done. The EU's day is done. Joe, when and where we are setting us, Lewis Alem. Where is this city going to be? It's going to be a city. I mean, you know what it is? It's like, what is the quote that Groucho Marx says? I wouldn't want to be a member of any club that would have me as a member. But the girls, I'd still like the girls. Can I still have the girls? English Addict is here. Hi, Lewis. Not been with Lewis for a while. I was an early subscriber. I love the 2 streams a day. Thank you very much, English Addict. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for saying nice things. Thank you for saying nice things about the show, or whatever the show is. Lucy says that this is a stream. This is a show. She hates the word stream. I don't know if Lucy's listening today, but do you think that I don't call it a show. A show is like something is happening. This is just me talking. It's you talking to me. Do you think you're in a show? Maybe you think you're in a show. You missed the tea chat. The tea chat. 4 months. Is that when you were here? We've been here for 5. This is the 5th month. What do you mean, Kermit? 4 months. Cellaire is here. Good to see you. We got Lewis working for less than the national minimum wage. Laugh out loud. That is actually totally true. That is totally true. And then they canceled the £2 a day that they were giving me, which is something extra. £5. I haven't got £4. Where am I going to get £3? That's that great joke. That's that really great joke. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. I'm always begging for money. I shouldn't beg for money. Caffeine in coffee hits you hard and fast. Caffeine in tea is slow release and lasts longer. I haven't heard that. Is that true? Let me just check this out. I'm going to have to Google this. Do you mind if I Google it, Warmellian? I don't know if that's true. But it does hit you. Coffee it's a crystal. It's crystalline. Let's just see what's happened here. Is this true? The statement is correct, Warmellian. There it is. Caffeine in coffee generally provides a quick and intense boost, while caffeine in tea is released more slowly and provides a calmer, longer lasting alertness. While the caffeine molecules itself is identical in both coffee and tea, this is what AI says. Hold on a second. You can't even see this, you don't even know that I'm reading this. But can you see this? While the coffee molecule itself is identical in both coffee and tea, the accompanying compounds and brewing processes leads to different psychological effects. But it also says that coffee typically has a higher concentration of caffeine per cups and lacks compounds that modulate its absorption. The caffeine enters the bloodstream quickly. Okay, tea contains amino acid, L-theanine, and polyphenols, which are tannins, which interact with the caffeine. L-theanine slows the absorption, creating a more gradual and sustained energizing effect. This combination promotes the state of alert calmness for longer periods. I did not know that. So we have to give Warmellian a big round of applause for that. That's brilliant. I just Googled it, Warmellian. I just Googled that, and it said it was true. That doesn't make it true because I've been lied to, and Joodles has been lied to. English Addict has his own YouTube work. Well, thank you very much for coming in here and saying hello to us. Janet fell asleep of thinking of you, Lewis. Okay, well, I'm thinking of you, Janet, but realized I fell asleep during your late stream. Was there a person you deleted? Yes, we had to delete. Did we delete FM Ghost? I didn't delete him. I just prevented him from coming in for 30 hours or something. I mean, I don't like to do that, but we have to be nice to each other. Don't we have to be nice? Try yerba mate. This is what Chris Wilston says. Almost as much caffeine as coffee, but with the feel-good chemicals of tea and coffee as well. It is high in antioxidants, contains 24 vitamins and minerals, and 15 amino acids. Yerba, is that yerba mate or yerba mate? Chris, I'm gonna look this up. I'm going back to looking this up. We are looking up everything. We are going to learn something about this. Every single show is so different. But this is what he says. The user highlighted the beneficial properties of yerba mate. Yerba mate, noting that it contains a mixture of stimulants and nutrients, similar but distinct from coffee and tea. This is supported by scientific literature, is rich in these things. Who knew? What is yerba? I never even heard of it. I mean, I've heard of yoga, but studies suggest that yerba mate consumption may stimulate the production of the of dopamine and neuroepinephrine, which may play key roles in mood, motivation, attention. It's got antioxidants, and it's L-theanine. Unlike tea, yerba mate does not contain L-theanine. It doesn't have L-theanine, so it's not quite as good. But that's very interesting. Did you guys know about that? Did you know about that? I didn't even know about that, but thank you very much for that information. We must always be skeptical. Yes, that is actually true. When I say don't believe anybody, I'm saying skeptical. When somebody says something, you got to know where it's coming from. It comes from the BBC. It's a lie. Just found the yerba mate thing. Is it mate or mate? The thing is, though, it does it taste nice? Well, does coffee taste nice? Does tea taste nice? I just added some milk to it. So you add a bit of sugar to it. Yes, it does. A very big, across South America, Argentine football uses it as a supplement, as does David Beckham, of all people. Well, that doesn't mean you could trust it. They're football players. They've been hit in the head with a football player. This is starting to feel like the Dreyfus affair. Why is the show like the Dreyfus affair? I don't even know where that is heading. No, Hunter. Where is that heading? FM Ghost was innocent. I don't know if he was. I asked him not to say something, but he did. And then he said it again. So instead of waiting a third time, I just blocked him, and maybe Kermit will block him the next time. And so not that you can disagree with me. I don't care about that. I want you to disagree with me. I don't want you to go, ooh, Lewis, this is a cult. I love that. But I don't want you to be overtly, I don't even know I forgot what he did wrong, but he did something wrong. Yerba, let's see how much it costs to buy it. Do you want to see how much it costs to buy? How much does it cost to buy? Let's buy online purchase of yerba MAT. Okay. All right. What exactly is it? It's mate, loose tea. Interesting. I don't see any tea bags here. I still have to do my CBD. Yerba MAT. You can purchase your online from various UK retailers. Mate Mundo, Casa Argentina. Comes from Argentina. Not that that means anything. They were once our enemies. Buy Whole Foods online. Loose leaf yerba mate tea in different sizes. What exactly is it? What is yerba mate? Is it mate? Herbal drink made from dried leaves and twigs of the Ilex paraguaneresis plant native to South America. It's drunk from a cord with a metal straw. It's also available in tea bags, hot or cold. Okay. Who's next to buy that? Who's going to buy that? I used a red tea from a Chinese supermarket. It said in the box, a quick remedy for fatigue and drunkenness. Well, I guess all tea is that. Taz is here. 2 strikes and you're out. Yes, it used to be 3, but now it's 2. Now we've got enough people. We're doing all right. Honestly, Lewis, I don't really know. I wasn't here when he did whatever he did, but I back Shanks when he opines. What did Shanks say? I do too. Shanks is very helpful and great. Okay. I heard that adding milk to tea was introduced by factory bosses as a cool to tea, meaning the workers could get back to work sooner. Yes, I've heard that too. It also does something to the tea. I was watching Lewis last night on YouTube doing stand-up on a boat, and the clips of him on the BBC. Yes, I was on the BBC. Not completely on the BBC. I've been demonetized in all aspects. Not it's going to come back. We're going to come back, and we're all together. And you were there in the beginning. You were there in the beginning, and I will never forget that you were there in the beginning. I like the smell of herbal tea, but the taste is disappointing. Well, I mean, regular tea is an herbal tea, I guess. You don't really eat it. The BBC, wow, didn't think they'd allow them on there. Well, this is back in the day. I had a good manager, and then they found out there was something the manager with me. Yeah, I was on the BBC. I mean, I don't know, not a lot of stuff on the BBC, but I got written up in the Guardian. There's lots of, was around for a long time, and I don't like to think that I'm interesting, but some people found me very interesting. I see Lewis on a vid, chained to a tree cutting machine. Laugh out loud. How I laughed. Yes. Yeah, trying to stop them from cutting down trees. Trying to stop them. I was a good leader, but not a great leader. That's why I can't lead a cult, but that was true in Camberwell Old Cemetery. I see Lewis on, yes, Cellaire, but thank you, Cellaire. The blackberry one is okay, but it tastes like hot squash. Yeah, they add flavorings to stuff, and I think that's unnecessary. Alfie Cap is here. Hello, Alfie. Thank you for coming. Have all of you pressed the like button or the thumbs up button or the subscribe button? I would appreciate that, Alfie Cap. Hello, Lewis. It becomes a cult when you start talking about drinking the Kool-Aid. Well, I'm heading in the opposite direction of that. Is yerba Kool-Aid? Look what that guy did. He planned that out. He tested people multiple times to drink the Kool-Aid. And then they drank the Kool-Aid. You were funny in a hairdresser's telling jokes. That was one of the first years I was there. I was so tired because I was looking after the kid. Simon Evans was on there too. Yeah, I was 45 years old. I was old then. Claire has drunk all the Kool-Aid. That's nice to know. That's not. Darklands is laughing at Alfie. No Kool-Aid. I'm not going to ask you to drink Kool-Aid because it's got artificial sweeteners. When I grew up, it had just sugar. The amount of sugar that you had to put into the thing, it was unbelievable. Like sugar was good for you. I know what you mean, English Addict. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a great show. It was called. No, I can't remember either because you said that. It was called. It was produced by Baby Cow. I'll show you right now. I don't know what it is. Baby Cow Productions Comedy Show. Lewis Schaffer. Let's put in Lewis Schaffer. Brain Candy. There it is, 2023. Yeah, look at all these people. Jimmy Carr, Simon Evans. Look at this. I was in 12 episodes. I was in the most episodes. I mean, really, some bad memories too. Yeah, look at this. Here's an article that the BB's because I said the royal family is the what did I say is the second worst thing about this country. I don't think they're the worst. They might be the worst thing. What do you think? Do you think that they're the worst thing? They could be the worst thing. I don't know if they're the worst thing. Do you think that they're the worst thing? I think I'm going to do an Osmongold style video of Lewis's stream, then can say stuff like, what is this guy on about? These comments are crazy. Who are these nut jobs? Not Joodles or Claire. Yeah, that would be funny. I should do that too. That's what I should do. I think these, you know what I mean? I watch Osmongold, and I find him really interesting. And he's in a small box in the corner, and he's actually looking at other people's videos. So it's like double videos. Lewis won't say no to a shout about off Osmongold. What does that mean? A shout? I don't know what that means. I only realized recently how talented Alan Carr is. Yeah, it's probably very talented. I never met him personally. I locked myself out, Scotty, and reset my password 3 times. It still couldn't get in. So I took the raging hump about the whole thing. I don't know whether that's what that's about. Lud! I used to drink lemon and peppermint tea until I realized that wasn't the 1960s, that I wasn't the 1960s hip vegan. Back to builder's tea for me. Yeah. I think tea's all right, but maybe it's not all right. You don't know. You find out later. Janet says, oh, no, love our royals as they're selling the country down the river. They don't care about this country. They don't care. And the Queen gave away the entire country. The biggest empire in the world when the Queen took over. And you could blame America for it, but I don't think so. I don't think. I don't like that. I don't like them. I'm sorry. I hope you don't hate me for saying that. Okay, there you go. So what are we doing? I don't like blackcurrant, Nick Skin. I don't like blackcurrant. And I never had it when I was a kid. We had grape flavor. So purple was grape flavor, which also tasted all right, but it was horrible. And it was actually banned. There are places that blackcurrants were banned in America. You might want to Google that if you feel up to it. It was called Brain Candy. Brain Candy. It was very good. It was brain candy. So what did Seller say? What did you mean by that? Typo. Shout out. I mean, am I saying anything that can be considered to? I mean, the reason why these things can't be used is because they're so free-flowing or free-form or all over the place. Because they're this way, they can't do. It's not like Lewis Schaffer talks about this. Lewis Schaffer talks, it's not done. It can't be done. But I'd have to basically be strict, and I don't know if I can be strict. I learned I had 2 flipping logins. I don't know what we're talking about here, Lewis. Maybe get the headlines on the 2030 show and go through them just to try some things out. You could possibly get the articles up on the screen, then move on to videos, Keith Bexley says. Sounds like work. You mean like do a headliner show, like the way Stephen Allen does it? I don't know if it's that interesting. I mean, it's probably easier for other people to work with, for people to watch. But we pretty much cover everything here. Do we not cover everything here? Is there anything we're not covering? I don't think that there is. John Miller says, were the black currants also segregated? Okay, good joke. Good joke, John Miller. We had a Corona Pop man come round in a lorry, and the Alpine man. What are those things? We had the Corona Pop man come round in a lorry, and the Alpine man. Are those products that were being sold, not Corona beer, I guess. All of these people who say William is okay, or Princess Anne, or the last queen, they're all part of the team world. If they weren't, they would have been gotten rid of. Yeah. And the reason why we can say we don't like the royal family is because they think they get power, because they say, look at how strong we are. We let people attack us. That's my theory. Does that make sense to you? Ribena is wonderful. I don't know if it is. No. They were in the U.S. Yes, banned entirely, John Miller. What was in the U.S.? Fizzy drink. I love dandelion and burdock. I mean, you add sugar to anything, it'll taste good. Anything. I don't know what that Alpine Pop brings back great memories, says Darkland. Alpine, I never even heard of it. Yes, but I mean, have a bit more structure. I say you want to develop the show. It might be great, but we can see what works and what doesn't work. Yes, we could do that. We could do that. So you're saying if I do it, we have enough people watching it now to see if it works or it doesn't work. Is that what you're saying, Keith Bexley? Rag and Bone Man brings back memories to me. These are the Rag and Bone Man. What, picking up clothes? Picking up bones? Well, they needed bones to make china, Chinaware, whatever you call China. I guess it's called China. And why don't we actually suggest YouTube fixes for you to watch? Yeah, if you did that, say, watch this, I would, if you, not music, and not something that's trademarked, but something that I can add content to. Black currants were banned in the U.S., Kermit says. To me, didn't I just say that, Kermit? And Ribena was invented for vitamin C after the war when oranges were in short supply. Okay, that's 2 bits of information. I know rose hips. Have any of you eaten rice? I still do. I pick rose hips and just eat the outsides. I don't eat the seeds. I just eat the outsides. The Pop Man, says English Addict, came around in a large truck full of fizzy pop soda and flavors. Yeah. Do you remember? You don't see anybody coming around anymore. Why don't we see anybody coming around anymore? I don't know. Why don't we? Why? I guess because we can walk to the shop, maybe. We still have it because people have refrigerators and they got so much food in the refrigerator. We still have a van come around with a hailer shouting, "Any old iron." I kid you not. This is what MC Scott says. I could believe it. There's got to be somebody. When I was a kid, there was a guy who used to drive down the streets with knives. I mean, to sharpen the knives. So I know that. Corona Pop in a glass bottle with a deposit. Lud says, don't eat rose hips, you'll pee the bed. Now, thank you for mentioning that. Now I'm going to Google that because that's the kind of thing I'm going to Google. Let's see if that's true. Are rose, hold on a second. Do eating rose hips make you pee in the bed? And the answer is eating rose hips is unlikely to cause bedwetting in the average person, but they do have a mild diuretic effect, which increases the urge and frequency of urination. This effect is generally mild, especially when consuming rose hips in food amounts. The natural diuretic. So it is true. It is true. Let's get back on track here. That's very, very, very interesting. That's very, very, very interesting. Lud, I appreciate that. Round of applause for Lud. I mean, a lot of foods have diuretic effects. Every fruit has the diuretic effect, So everything. I mean, how much of a diuretic effect? Search with Lewis 3, yes. Well, isn't that interesting? I find it interesting. We have this amazing machine. It's like having every encyclopedia. We're like in the encyclopedia right now. We don't even have to get out of our chair. We had a fishman come around in a Suzuki Rascal. You know what car I saw today? I saw it, not an Empire, and what was the name of the thing I saw? I'll have to remember what it was. Where's your show in February 10th? Yes, that's right. Thank you, Joodles. It's at Comedy Unleashed, which is in the Backyard Comedy Club, and get a ticket for it so you can be there and we can hang out there. Maybe we can go out to dinner or something, or maybe we can. There's lots of things we can do that could be fun. We could maybe rent a hotel room and I'll take on all 35 of you. Maybe, maybe not. I even remember the portable library coming around the street. Remember portable libraries? They thought that was going to improve people in the neighborhood. But February 10th, maybe, you know what? Maybe I could find, see if it's here. I'm going to find February 10th, backyard comedy unleashed. It's not scheduled yet. They said it hasn't been listed yet. Yeah, I'm going to post this here. It's here. You could probably find it from here. You could find it from here. Okay. All right, everybody, we're doing good. We're liking the stream. We're liking it. Very good. Thank you for liking this thing. Thank you for liking this thing. Here we go. If you go to here, you could probably find it. You could probably find it. I don't know. You got to buy a ticket for the entire show. You got to sit there for the entire show. And when Lewis Schaffer comes up, you go, "Oh my God, that's Lewis Schaffer." Although you might see me beforehand or afterwards, I'm not particularly shy. And you go, "That's Lewis Schaffer. Yay, we love him. You're great, Lewis." Whatever it takes. It would be great to see you live, Lewis. I saw Leo Kurz live. He was very, very funny. He is really funny. He's really funny. But he kept making fun of my red hat. There you go. Bonnie Lewis. What, because I said that I'm going to do everybody there? Is that what I am? Yeah, maybe. Bonnie, is that what you're making fun of? Bonnie Lewis. Thank you, Lucy. I'm just being nice to people. Me having sex with everybody is not a sexual act. It's just about being nice. I'm just being friendly and nice. Led's laughing at Lucy. The doors are at 6:30 and it starts at 7:30. The link there is not the link for that show, but it's the link maybe to find the thing. Everybody says that Lucy's brilliant. What about saying that I'm brilliant? Forget about this Lucy character. This is Lewis Schaffer's time. Lucy doesn't need the attention. She doesn't even care about it. Vatanai is also laughing at Lucy. Joodles is also, everybody's laughing. Imagine we all go and see Lewis, and Lewis, who says, "Who are you guys?" And we say, "Joodles, Gnome, Lucy, Kermit, Alex." Yeah, it would be amazing. It would be amazing. But I think you'll probably come up to me beforehand or afterwards and say, "Hey, I'm Alex. I'm Blackadder. Good to meet you." And I'll go, "You're fat." I won't do that. I might do it. So let's lose weight beforehand. We'll have to wear white carnations or something. Yes. You might have to do that to recognize yourself. Or we need to work on being thin. We've got 3 months to be thin. Don't be like me. Let's work so hard. Let's work so hard. I did walk about 8,000 steps today, picking up rubbish because I'm a great guy. Vatanai says, "I've seen Mike Graham and Kevin O'Sullivan." I don't know who he is. Live twice. They even performed a song I wrote for them. Well, that is really great. I didn't realize you wrote songs. You write a song for Lewis Schaffer. Just look. I'll recognize you, Kermit. But I like turtles, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So we're all going to go to this thing. That's so important. It's so important. The thing is, it's in Whitechapel. You get out of the train station in Whitechapel. And let's say you walk to the main entrance and you make a left. And then you make a first right. And then you walk. And then you walk past all of the Muslims who live there. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what it is. I'll wear a name tag, Lud says, with Lud on it. I'll write it out myself with a black marker. Total commitment. Yeah, you're right. Picking up rubbish, community service. I pick up rubbish. I don't have to, but I do it anyway because I want people to see me picking up rubbish and to like me. That's why I do things. I know Mike Graham was fired from Talk TV. Yeah, I don't know what he said that was wrong, but he fired himself from Talk TV. It's in a Bangladeshi area. Yes, that area is very Bangladeshi. I have a terrible cold, Tris. Tristan is here. Hello, Tristan. Sore throat and in bed. Can't stop coughing. Don't cough. Coughing makes it worse. It breaks the cells. The cells cause irritation. Irritation causes inflammation. And that's what a cold is. You've got that there. Did you give me any of your microbes on Sunday? I don't believe in microbes. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in germs. I mean, I don't know. Did you stay out late? Matt and Fab's also sick because this is what happens. People get sick and they think, oh, he's sick, so I'm going to get sick, Tristan. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in germs. I don't believe in germs. And also, you're not getting enough sun and you're on a high carb diet. So, you know, we've got to eat properly. It was a good game. Tristan is my Crystal Palace friend, but he took me to Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace drew. I knew they weren't going to win. But Tristan said, I'm very optimistic. And I go, no, I got a very bad feeling. That's what I felt. I'm taking vitamin D tablets every day. Yeah, they help. But, you know, they're not perfect. But that's very good. What about any magnesium tablets? I recommend magnesium. Alex says, have chicken soup and lemon tea with honey. Don't have any honey. Carbs are bad. Lucy Van Pelt, how can you stop yourself from coughing? It's involuntary. Yes. No, it's not. No, it's not. You feel like coughing and you control yourself. I did. When I had the illness that they said was COVID, I did not cough. I said, I'm not going to cough because you end up in the hospital. And they think, oh, we're going to put you on a ventilator and kill you. You don't, Lucy, you don't have to cough. I was surprised how that finished 0-0. I wasn't. There was something in the air. I was surprised that they didn't pull out a goal. It was one of those games. The old Palace, like maybe 3-4 years ago or less, would have lost that game. But this Palace is a good Palace, but they didn't get a point. Coughing is a reflex action to expel stuff that needs to be removed. You can talk yourself out of it. You can drink some water. You can swallow. You don't have to cough. And once you start coughing, then you're more likely to cough. I'm a doctor. How can you not listen to me? I want respect. You should respect me. I'm a doctor. But that's what happens. If you start coughing, it can break down your whatever it is, the irritation. So Vatten, I don't agree with Lucy. Agree with me. Coughing is a reflex. Can be a reflex, but a lot of coughing is you're thinking, I've got something in my throat. If I cough, I'm going to cough it up, and then I won't cough anymore. But that's not the case. You just cough some more. It's your own fault for snogging him, Tris. I'm not talking about that. My friend Tristan is a lovely, lovely guy. He's got his own YouTube channel, which I'm going to hook you up with right now. I'm going to hook you up with it. Hold on a second. Love your London. There we go. Barking and dagging. Love your London, 6 out of 7. Oh, I love the thumbnails. Yes, look at the thumbnails. Let's see if there's anyone that I'm in. Let's see if there's one that I'm in. I'm going to send the Tristan. I'm going to send the one that I'm in. Keep it green. There we go. There we go. This is an early one. You've got 1,730 subscribers. Oh, look at how great I looked. Look at how great I looked. Share. There he is. He's wearing... I wasn't wearing a whatchamacallit. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. There I am. He's got lots of stuff all over London. All over London. All over London. I mean, don't watch it now. Maybe you should watch it now. Don't watch it now. That's top. Every time I do this, I got to reset the top chat. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me happy. Anyway, sore throat is already sensitive. There's nothing worse than spice to burn it even more. You need honey. Not honey. Honey is an irritant. Or chicken soup. Chicken soup is probably all right, but no spices, which keep your temperature down. You want your temperature to go up. There's a reason why you're getting hotter. The hot temperature. You should just take a bath. Why is nobody listening to me? After reviewing my meds and telling her how I was doing, in general, suggested I take vitamin D and magnesium, offered me a flu shot, which I declined. Who is this? Is that you went to the doctor, Marianne? Well, I agree with that. That's what I take. I take vitamin D3, not D2, D3, and magnesium. I take magnesium glycinate. Maybe there's a better one. I don't know. Maybe there's a better one. Everybody go to Tristan's. When the show's over, go watch Lewis Schaffer. Go watch Lewis Schaffer. I wasn't working then either. But I looked good. If we don't watch it now, it'll be lost to us, Lewis. Oh, I see. It only exists in the live chat and will disappear after another. However many messages are sent. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Joodles. I mean, what can I do? Maybe you know what I could do? I could go over here, edit video. I could go here, and I could go here, and I could go here. Tristan's and Sharon's podcast. I don't know what you'd call it. It's now underneath. It's now in the whatchamacallit. It's right there. So it's underneath the thing, whatever you call it, in the description. In the description. But thank you very much for that. It's a vlog. Okay. You subscribed. There we go. You subscribed. I find it very soothing, Alex. I always eat curries when I have a sore throat. You know what? I'm not so sure. But I mean, the idea is you get warm. If you ever have a cold or a fever, you go into the bath and you turn the water on as hot as you can, and you just let your body warm up. Then you go into bed and you call Lewis, and I'll come right over in the bed. Okay, so this has been our show. We've had a really good show. We've had 90 minutes. This is a good show. If I'm ill, I take Theraflu powder that you put in hot water and sip, and a shot of NyQuil, no operating heavy machinery, plus cup after cup of... Well, how does that make you feel better, strong hot tea? It just keeps you awake when you might need to sleep. When I catch a cold, I just get warm. That's the warm. And if the sun is out, I'll go out in the sun. I mean, I think these prescriptions are not cold cures. What else did we discuss today? Can you tell us what we discussed today? Do you remember, everybody? Before I say goodbye, and also before we say goodbye, can you like the thing? Can you like the thing? Can you subscribe to this? Can you go to Twitter, Lewis Schaffer at Twitter? Can you go to Tristan's and Sharon's page? Can you let's see. No, a cold is not caused by contagion and germs. No, it's not. You don't listen, Joodles. A cold is caused by irritation. Could be mental irritation. Could be vitamin D deficiency, magnesium deficiency. It could be because you've eaten schmutz. That's the number one cause of people being sick. Is schmutz. So that's been our show. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to maybe go to PayPal or Patreon if you got a couple extra pounds to make a contribution. Thank you, Darklands, Wormelian. Let me just make sure I thank everybody. Celaire and Nick and Joodles and Claire, if you're still there. Vatanai. Thank you, Gnome Hunter. Appreciate it. Chris Wilsden, thanks for coming in. Thank you coming in. Thank you, DOD Rantle or Do Rantle or Durantle or whatever. Thank you, English Addict. Thank you, English Addict. Thank you for yerba mate. We discussed caffeine. And caffeine. I'm glad I had a cup of tea. Vatanai, I want to thank you for being here. And if at the end of this thing I don't mention your name, say, hey, what about me, Lewis? Daz, of course. Daz, Nick, I said already. Thank you. Maltese Phil, handsome Maltese Phil. Warmelian, Vatanai, MC Scott. Brilliant. Tristan, English Addict, thank you. Janet was here. All good times. Lud, brilliant. We discussed black currants, which are not available in the U.S. Lots of different things we discussed today, I think. Keith Bexley, thank you very much. With the idea, Keith Bexley, which is a structure. Keith Bexley. And I've written it down, and I will never look at it again. Daryl is here. Daryl, coming in late, but I do appreciate it. But Daryl is here. John Miller. How about that? Brilliant. It's brilliant. Thank you very much. We learned something today. We had some discussions. People expressed their own opinions. And I think that's a really good thing. MJ Tigerfang, I didn't mention your name. How come you didn't say, hey, what about me? Go back and watch the one with Jonathan Cogan last week or the week before. If you've not seen it, English Addict, it was hilarious with a guest. I mean, it's always going to be entertaining with a guest. You know, I don't know if I'm a good interviewer, but, you know, I relate well to people. Do I not relate well? I hope to relate well. So that's everybody. Marianne, I think I've said Alex. I haven't mentioned Alex or Marianne. Have I mentioned your names? Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Make sure we like it. Mulligatawny soup is the way to go. What is mulligatawny? Isn't that like a beef soup? Let's find out what is in mulligatawny. What is in mulligatawny, Lucy? She mentioned it. I'm going to see if I can check it out. Mulligatawny. It's a food. It's a soup recipe. Let's see what's in it. Pepper water is curry. That gives it this incredible delicious flavor. What are the ingredients? Let's go back. Let's see what the BBC says. It takes 30 minutes. It's richly flavored, spiced with curry powder, and thickened with rice. Perfect for a cold day. Serve with a dollop of tangy sour cream. This meal, 5 portions, 245 calories. 30. It's high in carbs. It's high in carbs, so I'm against it. I'm against it. It's high in carbs, but it's got all sorts of different things. Sweet potato, an eating potato, curry powder, mango chutney. It sounds like it's from India. I bet it's made in England or Britain. Where was Where is mulligatawny soup from? It's the Tamsin thing. It's milligoo, black pepper, literally pepper water. It's not from. It's interesting. It's from whatchamacallit. Okay, so that's been our show. Anybody else want to say anything before we go? I'm gonna leave the stream going for 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna say goodbye, and then I'll see you tonight at 10:30. And I'm gonna have a cup of tea if I need to. But I think the second half of this show was amazing. I called him my son. He's like my son. I've got my 2 sons, and sometimes they can be disappointed. Eat steak if you're sick. But tonight, I'm with you. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. I'll see you at 10:30. Are you going to come back at 10:30? I'm going to see you at 10:30.